All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another video update. I'm just going to go over Bitcoin and Solana real quick, and then I'm going to go into XRP, Doge, and then Bitcoin against Ethereum. So, when I made the video a couple hours ago, I was talking about continual grind down in this descending channel to our two levels of support. We did drop, we did not see the SFP from this low. And also, we were not seeing any bull divs when we dropped into this, so I did not take that. If I zoom in onto the 1 minute chart, we did have a 1 minute SFP. Let me actually zoom back out and I'll show you guys that real quick. But the reason I didn't take it is because we weren't even seeing bull divs on the 1 minute time frame. So I was waiting for a little bit of a range to form. I was playing it a little bit safer, and we pretty much didn't do anything there. So I didn't take the trade there. Let's zoom now into the 1 minute chart. And let's go to this here. So you can see we did get the SFP here. And then we started to pump up, but we were not even seeing bull divs on the 1 minute yet. And we were not seeing bull divs on the 5 minute. 5 minute chart here, no bull divs. Actually, very slight bull divs, but I didn't like the way it looked. So I was going to wait for a little bit for like a little bit of a range to form. And then I was going to enter with my stop below this wick, but I didn't do that because we just continued to dump. So what happened is we ended up dumping to the bottom of the descending channel, which was also the anchored VWAP here. We got a decent pump up to the VWAP here and the midline. And you can see we got another rejection from there. Bounced on the VWAP again, just a little 5 minute bounce, and then we're losing it now. We're coming down into our box of support though. So this box of support is the 786 fib pull, which we actually have not touched yet. That's at 101,600 or 101,601. And then we also have our value area high of the range from December 19th to present day. So if we come onto this range here, this range right here, and let's zoom back out and let's look at this. Let's go on the 3 hour chart. Oh, wait. No, it's not this range then. It's got to be a different range. Oh, it's our big range from December, that from November 11th. So you can see our November 11th range is here. Boom, right where we're at now. So it is pretty crucial to hold this range here. If we cannot hold this range, and we are actually starting to lose that value area high, at least on low time frames, you can see our first bounce here was from exactly the value area high and our anchored VWAP in the bottom of the channel. But we can still hit into the 786, hold this box of support overall, and then see a move up. Unfortunately, right now, we are not seeing much strength here. Let's go on to the 5 minute chart. So we do see bull divs, possible bull divs on the 5 minute chart. That's good. Lower lows in the price action. So far, higher lows in the momentum waves, but we'd want to see it curve up right now pretty much. Let's go to the 12 minute chart. Possible bull divs on the 12 minute chart. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. No bull divs on the 1 hour chart. And also look at this money flow. It looks like it's going to start curving down again. So unfortunately, this might not hold. Or we might only see a small bounce with the 15 minute and the 6 minute bear divs or bull divs. 4 hour still looks pretty bad, you guys. I mean, we got a lot left on this momentum wave. Now, the money flow is trying to like flatten out and curve back up, kind of like this area here. So if this does hold, we might see a pretty big squeeze here, but this is starting to look pretty impulsive. Let's look at the volume on this, actually. I have not checked this. Okay, so you know what? This is relatively low volume here. That's a good sign. That's a good sign that we might see a local bottom here and a move up. Now, if we do hold, if we hit into the 786 and move up, then obviously our first level of support, or our first level of resistance, is going to be around the top of the channel. That's our first real level of resistance, because this is the trend that we've been in for the last 2 days. So to break this trend is going to be important. And time-wise, probably about 103,500, which was also kind of our prior lows. You can see our prior lows here before this last big dump is aligning with the top of the channel. So we want to be able to reclaim those prior lows and then bust out of this channel, or else we can just keep grinding down. And actually we could grind down to our pitchfork down here about 100K, 100.1K. But volume doesn't look too bad yet on this dump, so that's a little bit encouraging. All right. And then if we go into our VWAP bands, you can see our VWAP bands, we're at the base of support now on our VWAP bands on the bottom band. So oftentimes this does hold us, and you can see how they were squeezing. Now they look like they're about to expand. And when they are about to expand, we can see a volatile move. So hopefully this is to the upside since we're at support. Also, if you look here on the 1 minute, remember in the last video I made a couple hours ago, we had all that liquidity that was here. We've taken all the liquidity now locally on the 1 minute chart. So that's a good sign that we've taken the liquidity. If we go to our CVD, very, very locally, we are seeing bullish CVD. So, oh, actually, no, we are not. Excuse me. Never mind. Yeah, you know what? We really do want to see some bullish CVD absorption here, and so far we are not seeing that. Let's see if we can. And of course, our OI dumped pretty hard. Our OI from this low here has been invalidated. It's flat, so we're holding right at that level. Now from this low here, the low at 100K, you can see we're still coming in higher lows on the price action. Our CVD is overall, or not our CVD, our open interest is overall increasing, and we are seeing the CVD decline. So there is still a possibility of seeing some bullish absorption from this low here. Our stochastic is bottoming out here on the 1 hour, so we might see a move up. But unfortunately, this looks like new shorts coming in. Now, new shorts coming in at support can actually be bullish. If we trap those shorts, then we can see a squeeze, even locally, because you can see the CVD is declining. So the CVD is aggressive market buyers, aggressive market participants, I should say. So you can see since the CVD is going down here the past few hours, about 5 or 6 hours here, they're shorts, and we can see the open interest is increasing. So those are new short positions opening right now. New short positions, and they're being successful in pushing the price down. But if the support we're at now holds, these shorts could easily get trapped underwater, and we could see a huge squeeze to the upside. So we really need this support that we're at now to hold this value area high of this range and the 786 here. We really need it to hold. We need to get back within this channel, pump up and break this channel to the upside, and then we could see a massive short squeeze. Not super massive, but I'd say medium massive, if that's even a term. So that is what I'm looking for on Bitcoin. Now, if we continue to drop here, let's zoom out onto the 2-hour chart. If we continue to drop here, we have the point of control of our big range since November 11th at the bottom, at the support of the bottom band here. That's at 98,500, 98,600-ish, 98,600 to 98,500. So that is the next level support I'd even be interested in if we lose this. And then also, if that happens, we would be SFPing the lows here. Now, remember, I did talk about these lows are highly probable to be taken because we hit the 886 here. On this low here, we hit the 886. So eventually, we expect these lows to be taken. So it could be right now. We could be dropping right now to come down to SFP these lows into the point of control, into the bottom of the pitchfork band, and then make our move up. That is the next level I'm even interested in looking. So let's actually make a box here. This is going to be our, let's do this here. And this, and we also have, actually that's a bit lower here. All right, so this we will do pitchfork band and POC, big POC, we'll say. All right, that's that. Let's make it green. Of course, if we continue dropping down, then we have the POC of our smaller range from December 19th and our golden pocket here. Now, the pitchfork band is no longer around here. This actually was made when it was over here. We do have a possible liquidity grab of these lows, though. The last time, remember, I talked about these lows here a few days ago, and I said This was the last time we hit into the band and before a big pump. So anytime you hit into a support and then see an aggressive move, there's liquidity resting below that. So this SFP here at 97,277 on Coinbase, we could SFP the 97.2 into our 96.5 golden pocket, bigger golden pocket. Now that's if we break our point of control, that we still have a level above us before that. Let's zoom back in on the 1 minute and let's see how Bitcoin is reacting real quick. Well, we do see 1 minute bull divs here, and we are at support. I'm going to wait until we actually reclaim the channel, get back in the channel and back test it. So if I was going to take a long now, we do see 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute bull divs. So in order for me to take this, I'm going to want to see us get back within the channel, back test the channel, and on the back test of the channel, if we start holding it, that's when I'll long. That is when I'll do this. I'll put my long here on the back test. I'll put my stop below this low or maybe below the 786 here. And then our first TP would be the top of the channel. Second TP would be much higher. I'd leave some of it to run much higher. So that's what you could be looking at right now for a long position. I know by the time I post this video that might play out, but that's an example of how I would play this. Okay, so that's Bitcoin. Bitcoin did pretty much exactly what I was looking for. Now, I wanted that SFP into the golden pocket to hold, but it didn't. So unfortunately, we didn't take that one. And our bullish CVD absorption is, I talked about this, it's on the verge of being invalidated. And pretty much to me it is, because the OI is flat, not increasing. So we did not see that strength we wanted. All right, right now, this trade was so good today, you guys, that we took. So on the CME listing, we got the pump from the bottom of the channel to the top of the channel. It was our golden pocket pull here. If I do the golden pocket pull from the high to the low, you can see our golden pocket was right in there. And we hit into that golden pocket. It was also the top of the ascending channel. And since then, we've just been straight down pretty much. Earlier today, we were right at the support of that channel. Now, let me go to this real quick here, because we did see us attempt to hold this channel for a while here. We were hitting into our point of control, into the bottom of our channel. We were trying to make moves up at the VWAP. Once again, the VWAP kept rejecting us, so we can tell today's a trending day. Look at the VWAP still keeps rejecting us. Rejection, 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 rejection. And we did see the initial SFP. So I TP'd about 75% of my short here. I still have some of my short running. I did attempt a long there, so I've gotten stopped out now. I haven't even checked it, but I know I did because I set my stop below that low there. I probably shouldn't have taken that long because the SFP wasn't very deep. And when you don't get a deep SFP like that, oftentimes you'll come down to actually grab, because when people set a long position, they'll say they long this last low, like way down here. You'll set your long and then you'll put your stop. You'll give it a little bit of breathing room here. And so now in order to stop out all these traders that longed down here and played up this, you want your stop to be a little bit below it. So say you would have your stop, not right at the level, but a little bit below it just for some breathing room. And so this first SFP here was not deep enough to really grab all the liquidity. And that's why we're kind of dumping through as well. And unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to hold, and it looks like we're not going to get the SFP. I did talk about this, that when we break this channel here, we could see some move to the downside, at least to the bottom to grab the liquidity. We did that. We saw a small move up. It didn't work out for us. And now we can look at this value area low here. So let me zoom back out. And I think I said the value area low was in confluence with the 786. Let's check that. So from high to low here. Okay, we are at our golden pocket though, you guys. So if this golden pocket holds, because remember, I was looking for the swing failure pattern into the golden pocket. The fact that we did that crappy SFP before makes the SFP less viable, but the golden pocket could still hold us. Now, if it doesn't, let's put our 786 on as well. Our 786 is in perfect alignment with the value area low at $239 pretty much. So 239 will be my next take profit on the short, and I will look for a long there if I'm awake. I don't know if I'll be awake, but we could hold this golden pocket could hold and we can continue to reverse up. Let's actually look at divergences here. So 1 minute time frame. Possible bull divs, but look at that money flow. That money flow looks horrible. So I would say the money flow overpowers the 1 minute bull div. That doesn't mean we can't see a small move up, but that's not good for me. That's not good enough for me to take. 3 minute, we do see a bull div here. Let's go to the 6 minute. Bull div on the 6 minute, but once again, the money flow is curving down aggressively, and to me, it overpowers the 6 minute bull div. So I don't like that. Let's go to the 15 minute. No bull divs on the 15, or possible very local bull divs here. But look at, again, the money flow decreasing rapidly to the downside. I do not like that. To me, that money flow overpowers the bull div. Let's go to the 1 hour. No bull divs on the 1 hour. Our 1 hour bear divs were playing out. Remember, we had this bear div that I showed earlier today. Higher highs on the price action, lower highs on the momentum waves here. We had 1 hour bear div. That said, because of that, I said we're most likely going to break this ascending channel to the downside. We have, and we're seeing follow through. So that doesn't look good. Let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour. All right, so we are seeing that trigger wave top out and roll over. Money flow doesn't look the worst on the 4 hours. So even if we come down to the 786, money flow can still hold up pretty well. Hopefully by then we'll start to see a little momentum wave bottoming out here. We still have pretty much 3 hours and a half, 3 hours and 20 minutes till the next 4 hour candle prints. So doesn't look good. I did talk about this as well, you guys, so I'm going to get rid of this ascending channel now that we broke it. I'm going to just get rid of that there. And I did talk about these lows here because we came so close to them. We hit into the 886 and we didn't take them. We almost made a double bottom here. I said it in yesterday's video. I still expect us to come down to take these lows here and actually touch the pitchfork. So an SFP of those lows into the pitchfork would be really nice, and we might get that. That's at 229. So like SFPing down to like 228, 227 here would be really nice. 228 here. Now, if that doesn't work, then we're coming down to this bigger level of support here, the golden pocket between like 216 and 208. But yeah, it doesn't look good. Now, what we could do here, because we had a high and then a golden pocket rejection on the higher low. Anytime you see a high like that and a golden pocket rejection, we can do a descending channel from that. So let's pull a new descending channel. This is how we find descending channel trends early. So we go from high to lower high, golden pocket, lower high, and we put it on the lows. And we just follow this here. We'll zoom in here onto like the 1 hour and see how this looks. Midline hit to the dollar here, bounced. Okay. Yeah, midline here, midline here. So I would say this channel is a valid channel. And I bet you our 786 is right at the channel midline. Let's check that. Boom, 786 channel midline. Yep. All right. That's confluence for us, you guys. So I'm just so used to finding channels now that we can see that channel midlines are very strong sometimes. And so our channel midline is at our 786, which is also our value area low of that range I was just showing you. So 239 is our next level of support that really we want to possibly be looking for a take profit on the short and a possible long. But even if that holds, it could just do something like this. Hit into here, the midline, come back up to the top, reject us, and we could continue the trend down. So play it as a scalp at first. Until we break this channel to the upside, play it as a trend. We did earlier today on the CME listing, we did pump up to that golden pocket, but we front ran this swing failure pattern. And I checked on other exchanges too. We did front run it on multiple exchanges. So we do have this swing failure pattern up here at 273 that we almost took. It's more like a double top now. So we have twice the liquidity up there to stop out. If we do hold this and break it to the upside, I would expect some follow through here to at least stop out at 273. And if we don't SFP, then we're probably going up to this level here, which is around 295. Let me adjust that. So from here, and let's bring that down to the SFP level. All right. So that's what I'd be looking for there on Solana. Solana doesn't look good as far as money flow goes, you guys. We could keep dropping to the 786 for sure. And we can also continue dropping straight to this 229 and even lower. You can see the bottom of our descending channel we just made is aligning with this bigger box of support. So if we continue over the next hours down to, about that 210, 211 part support, we would have our more macro support in line with the bottom of the channel, the descending channel. So those are possible levels to watch for. Let's just see how it plays out. Of course, if Bitcoin keeps dumping, then the alts will keep dumping too. All right, let's go into XRP. I think, did I do XRP earlier today? Yeah, I did. XRP is in this sideways range, and we are at that value area low in the bottom of the pitchfork. So we finally hit into the bottom of the pitchfork that we've been waiting for forever. You can see the bottom of the pitchfork is trying to hold us, and our range value area low is here as well. It is trying to hold us. If we lose that, we could see a very quick flush down, because when we finally lose this pitchfork, we're probably going to see some follow through. So the next level of support is at 282 to 280. For me, you do have these internal liquidity grabs here at like, what is that? $3, 299.5, $299-ish. Well, first of all, I probably won't be awake to take those, and I don't know if I would trust that anyways. If we come down, so let's do the what if on this. So if we come down and we SFP these lows here, let me make sure I got that on there. Okay, at 298, if we SFP the lows, or pretty much it's 299, but if we SFP these lows here, break the value area low, maybe back test it, come down, SFP this, and then get back up above it, which would confirm the SFP, I would watch for a back test of the pitchfork before a bigger rejection. So I would play it as a scalp at first, and I would have a take profit level up here in this $3.16 area. Now let's zoom out real quick on this, and let's look at, whoa, what just happened there? All right, bear with me a second here, guys. Oh, this is our bigger range that we're in, our bigger horizontal range. Let's actually look at this real quick before. I know I'm getting distracted here, but this is our bigger horizontal range that I formed. Remember, I said after this last parabolic impulse up, we've been more ranging sideways. So I pulled a range based off of this with just these two lows here compared to this high, and it's a completely parallel horizontal range. And you can see how well this range is being respected. Bounce from the midline, came up, now our midline, an SFP of those lows around the midline would be nice to see. Okay, back to XRP. XRP here. All right, so let me get rid of this now, and let's zoom out. So yeah, unfortunately, depending on how long it takes, we do have the point of control up here at 324, 325, and if it takes a while, that's where our back test of the pitchfork could be too. So of course this would take a few days, because we'd have a few 4-hour candles bleeding down to this. Then we'd have probably 5 or 6 4-hour candles coming up to this area here to back test and then continue down. So I try to incorporate time in with it to just know when I can kind of expect the move if it was. But of course timing is really hard to get down in the market. So we'll, play that with a grain of salt. All right, that's it for XRP. 282 to 280 is our next big support. If this pitchfork does hold and the value area low does hold, then we could see a pump up to the top here. If it pumps pretty quick, then our band, which has been rejecting us here, our band is at our value area high, or it's close to it. And then of course the SFP of the highs that we made is at the top of the band, which the top of the band's been rejecting us the last few times. Okay, Dogecoin. I know I haven't done Doge in quite a while, so let's see if I have it on Bybit. I know I have my analysis from a few weeks ago. It's not here. Let's go to Let's check Coinbase here. Nope. Binance. All right, here we go. Let's get rid of some. So look at our prior lows acted as resistance here. Finally got above them. Back tested as support. Now we're coming down to those again. But let me get, this stuff is weeks old. So let's get rid of some of this now. Of course, we have our bigger pitchfork where, remember, we busted all the way above this pitchfork here. And we were looking at the back test of the pitchfork to hold for us to continue higher. Now, just like XRP, let me go onto the daily chart here. Ooh, I don't know. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know about that. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so we have our bigger range that's forming here on the daily above the pitchfork. So we're gonna, this is the relevant price action that we want to analyze. But before we do that, we do have our supports here, which is our value area high of this entire range since the last bull market, really, or since May of 2020, our last bull market. If we just look at all of this as a range, the value area high of this range is about our prior highs here, which is about 23 cents, 22.9 cents ish. That's in line with the band of the pitchfork support. And our 786 pull from this last low, this last super parabolic spike. It's our 786 there. But before we go into that, let's look at this top price action here. So let me hide this bigger multi-year range that we're looking at. And let's zoom in here. So first thing we're going to do is pull a fixed range volume profile here. We rejected from the value area high, and it looks like we're trying to break the value area low now. You can see for a few days it was trying to hold here, here, here. We pumped up to the point of control, lost it. Now we're coming down and losing our value area low. So that tells me that we can at least come for these lows here. If we see follow through, we also have a local SFP here of this daily low from a couple days ago. But let's zoom out to the weekly real quick and let's mark out our weekly levels. Let me get rid of this range for a second. All right, no weekly supports below us that haven't been taken. Actually, yeah, we bounced from our weekly earlier today. Let's see. We have our weekly resistance here. That's at 46.6 cents. And I'm going to mark this out real quick and let's zoom in on it and see. So I'm just going to zoom in real quick on this. So we hit it yesterday, saw a decent bounce from it. That's actually a really nice bounce. I would have taken that as a scalp for sure. But since then, we're now losing it and coming back there. So it's not going to be as strong the next time we hit it. So I'm going to get rid of that. Let's go to our daily chart and let's mark out our dailies. So we have a daily up here. That's a very nice daily to look at. We've hit the daily here. Hit the daily here, broke the daily here. So really no dailies below us either. Man, this looks like we could dump here a little bit. I do see a daily channel possibility. So we'll go from, let me fix that. Let's go from these lows here to the next higher low here, and then we'll bring it up to these highs. And let's zoom in on the 4 hour and see how it looks. You know what? It does look pretty nice, actually. Rejected midline. Yeah, I think we'll keep this on for now. So we could see an SFP right away, just going into this real quick, of the lows from yesterday into the bottom of the channel here at 33.3 cents. That would be pretty nice to see. That's our most local long that I would even be considering. Okay, now let's do a range pull of just this price action since December 19th. This is kind of like the middle range on Bitcoin and a middle range on Ethereum that we're seeing, that lower range. Remember, we had this like upper part with the ascending channel price action on Bitcoin, and then we had our lower range here. So we'll do a fixed range volume profile pull of that range. All right. Now I do see this right away. Our pivot lows, a second pivot of the channel, which anytime you break a channel, you usually come down for at least the second pivot liquidity. So we have the SFP of this level at 30.9 cents into our value area low of our big daily range here. So that is a level that I would be watching for a support here. So we'll do SFP into Val. Okay, now let's check real quick before we go any further our daily naked points of control. Let me get rid of this range now to clean things up. Oh, man, okay. So really two relevant ones that we need to watch for. So we can mark out the one down here. This is a daily naked point of control, and then one up to the upside here, because I do see that internal liquidity grab of this high into that. That could be nice to see. All right, and then let's switch this to the weekly real quick, and let's look at weekly points of control. Let's see, it's Wednesday, so let me go on to the daily here and see. I don't know if I'm going to... Let's just put it on the chart, and then we'll see. Weekly naked point of control. Our pivot points. So we're at pretty much the monthly pivot right now. If this doesn't hold this at 35.4, which looks like we're starting to lose, then I expect us to continue down. And you can see we rejected from the R1 pivot earlier this month. All right, let's turn off the monthly pivots. Let's turn off the PVP. Now let's clean this up because this looks very... So this is an SFP. Now I'm going to hide that. Now that we marked it out, I'm going to hide it because our box of support is there. Let's mark this as an SFP, and let's hide this one. Now we do have our anchored VWAP from the highs up here at 48 cents. We're finally starting to lose those again. You can see, like on today's candle, we back tested it and rejected from it. So that's not a good sign here. That looks like this day that just started a few hours ago. Okay, let's do a Fibonacci pull from the bottom of our channel here to the top of the channel here. We've already hit into the 786. Okay, you can see our 786 bounced us to the dollar. That was also the back test of the weekly. Dang it, I should have had that marked out because that would have been a nice trade to take. Weekly and a 786 there, and we got a decent pump from that. What was that, like 20% pump? Dang, okay. Well, you can't trade them all. But that was a nice trade. Now our 786 has been touched, and our weekly is there as well. Remember the weekly that I marked out that's already been hit? So we do have the SFP of those lows into the bottom of the channel, but it's not going to be as... Now the 786 is not going to be as strong, and the weekly is not going to be as strong because they're not naked anymore. We've already hit into them. So in some ways, we've already taken that liquidity. All right. We'll do a Fibonacci pull from the highs to the lows that were made, and resistance 786 into the daily. So that is a nice resistance. So from 41 cents to 41.3 to 41.5, this is a very nice resistance up here. So daily, and then 786. Let's make it purple. Okay, now I'll get rid of that 786. Actually, let's look at the golden pocket real quick. Golden pocket's been hit into, so that's no longer good. And I believe our, let me zoom out here. I think the value area high is close to that. A little bit higher. Okay. I mean, the back test of the pitchfork would be nice, so we can do a much bigger Fibonacci pull from the lows of the channel, the start of the channel lows, all the way up to the highs of the channel here. Now, we have not hit into the golden pocket yet because here, those highs were not made. So since those highs were made here, we have not come down to the golden pocket yet. Now, look at this. This is very nice, you guys. Golden pocket into a naked daily point of control. So a first level of support, I would say it's here at, let's see, what is that? 32.8 to 32.2. So let's mark this out. So daily naked point of control, and then big GP. Let's make that green. And we also have a swing failure pattern into it. With Dogecoin and these coins, we can see pretty big wicks on a swing failure pattern. So we could even swing fail the 33.5 into the 32.7 or 32.3 and then continue higher. I know that's a pretty big wick, but we see wicks like that all the time on Dogecoin. So, but I would be looking at that point with such a big wick, I'd be looking at like a 2-hour or 4-hour SFP. Really, you want to try to get in here. You would look for low time frame market structure change on like 1 minute, 5 minute to get in around here. And then if you reclaim the SFP area, then that's an added bonus. It gives you more confluence here, or more conviction, I should say. Okay, so that's that there. Daily naked point control, big pitchfork level. You know what? I'm going to get rid of this naked weekly. It's Wednesday. Yeah, so we hit into it. I don't know. That's because it's Wednesday, so this third green candle here hit into it. But we can do a Fibonacci pull right now of this downtrend that we've been seeing for the past couple days. You can see our golden pocket's a little bit higher than our naked daily point of control. I don't like the distance between them. 7 ABC. No, I don't like that. Okay. And I think, yeah, I checked this. We hit into the golden pocket. So all right, let's check something out here. Now, as this correction, this looks like corrective price action, like a corrective range after our big impulse. So if we zoom back out onto the daily chart, you can see we had our big parabolic impulse to the upside, and then you see a correction wave. And you can see this is like a correction wave too, and then our impulse. So we can see this as a correction that's going to continue. We do have the, oops, let me undo that. The Fibonacci pull from the lows of the pitchfork to our current highs up here. Now, that's such a big scale. That's such a big percentage increase, more than 200%. So we're going to put fib levels based off log scale. And we do have our golden pocket. Let me actually go to the golden pocket here. So here and here. Golden pockets at the midline. Dang, that's, if we drop to there, that's a spot level to look for spot buys. So that's at 16 cents to 15 cents here. That is a pretty big support. I would say like this here. So big GP, and then also pitchfork midline. Now, I hope we don't drop that much. If we're dropping that much, that means Bitcoin's probably dropping to, at least 85K. Okay, let's zoom back in more locally. I know this chart looks like a giant mess right now, guys, so bear with me on it. Let me hide some of this stuff, get it out of the way. We can extend this more sideways here. And let's make it green, and let's label it. So we got our prior highs, pitchfork band, 786. Yeah, okay. That's that there. But as far as local trades go, let's zoom back in onto the 4-hour and let's concentrate on this range to the upside. So I do like this naked daily point of control into the golden pocket at 32.7 to 32.3. That looks like a real good level, and it could, even though we would be breaking the channel down, that is strong support. Our next level of support is going to be here. That is the SFP into the value area low. The SFP of the second pivot of the channel into the value area low, and that is from 31 cents to 30.5 cents. And then to the upside, now if this takes a while too, we have this resistance here at the daily, 41.5 to 41.3. If it takes a while, we could also be aligning with our daily midline of the channel. So say we kind of creep up here, maybe reject the first time from the naked daily point of control, come down, and then finally come up here. That would be nice. But I do see if we shoot up, like if we really hold this and bust up really high, we have our weekly up here at 46.6 aligning with the top of the channel. And that is a level that I would definitely be looking for a short. I would be looking for 4-hour and down bear divs up there though. So on the way up there, you'd want to be seeing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and then you'd want to start seeing some bear divs come in. Trying to think, like we could do, like this was obviously the triangle here, part of the correction. How do we play this? So that's 2 3 1 2 3. Or is this? Yeah. All right, so I would just say the pitchfork midline, every time we come down to it, we're holding it now. So if we do come down here, that's at pretty much 29.9 cents. That's a level, but there's not much else down there. There is some imbalances from this candle down there, though, a fair value gap imbalances. So if we turn on our... Oh, we don't have any imbalances there. But you can see we have a lot of imbalances within this box here. And then we do have those imbalances right below us here into our first box, into our naked daily point of control. We'd be filling those imbalances. So anytime you fill the imbalance into our naked daily point of control in our golden pocket, so that 32.3 to 32.7 is looking really nice there. To the upside, we do have a small imbalance into our naked daily point of control, and there's the swing failure pattern into the imbalance and into that. So 37.964, so pretty much 38 cents there. But that's not as nice as this to me up here, the daily at 41.5, along with the 786 up there. And then, of course, the weekly up there is real nice. So that's it for Dogecoin. Let's go into BTC ETH. All right, so it has been a long time. Let's see, actually, was that the right chart? BTC ETH. Let's go to Bybit. No, that's BTC Euro. BitMEX. I'm just going to check CFD crypto. Let's go to BitMEX chart. And let me turn off the fair value gaps. Let's zoom out onto the weekly. Wow. Bitcoin is destroying Ethereum. Okay, there's got to be a better chart than this. Yeah, all right. Wow, this looks like right away I do see like this weekly channel that we've kind of been in here. So that channel we were in for weeks, really years, you know. Let's see, from August 2022 all the way pretty much until we broke out of it in August 2024. So a 2-year channel, 2-year ascending channel that we were in. And now we're breaking out of it and we're trying to hold it to the upside, testing it as support and trying to continue, which is very unusual to do that with a super long ascending channel like this. But Bitcoin versus ETH, I mean, obviously Bitcoin's rising in value more than ETH comparatively. So now we could see some possible weekly bear divs come in here. Higher high here. If we top out where we're at, that would be a lower high in the momentum wave. But we do have higher highs through here in the price action. So we could start seeing the money flow is bullish though for Bitcoin against ETH. So it looks like it might continue. It might invalidate this weekly bear div. Let's look at our supports. So we have the weekly support here at 27 times. So does that mean it's 27 times more than Bitcoin or Ethereum weekly here? I hope I'm doing the right chart. So let me know in the comments if this is the one, the person who commented about this. Let me know if this is the right one that you wanted me to look at. This weekly's been invalidated. This weekly's been invalidated. Let me go to the monthly and look at monthly. Okay, so I do like this monthly level right here. I'm actually going to get rid of this weekly for now and just keep that monthly on there. Monthly momentum is topping out, but we just got a green dot for this month. Wow. Bitcoin is looking strong. Now, what I would do, since we broke out of the channel and back tested it, we could do a volume profile of really just the price action above the channel since we did our first back test. So I'd say from here, first back test of the channel. Is this going to give me volume for this? No? Okay, never mind. That's a major tool that I use that we can't use on this. Let me check this out. So we'll do another channel here, and let's bring it up to this high here. I mean, it is nice. It is being respected. Midline's respected, rejected. Yeah, okay, so this channel, ascending channel, is being respected here. Rejected midlines, holding around the midline, rejected. And then we wicked above the channel, but we couldn't even close the 4 hour above it. Let's see, 4 hour. Man, no bear divs even on the 4 hour. Bitcoin just looks so strong against Ethereum. Money flow looks good. I mean, we are starting to form a trigger wave in here, but that just means we could dump to the midline, you know? That's not that much. I think Bitcoin is going to keep running much harder than Ethereum from this chart. What I see on this chart, let's go back out to the daily. I mean, the momentum wave's topped out, but look at the money flow. Money flow looks good. It looks like it's starting to parabolically increase, and our momentum wave looks like it's trying to flatten out and curve back up for another curve, like something like right here. Wow. Okay, I do think this is going to continue higher. Let's zoom out onto the monthly. Are we at like all-time highs for that? As far as this chart goes, we're at all-time highs for Bitcoin against Ethereum. Okay, we can just do some very basic TA here. Let's do a Fibonacci pull from the bottom to the top. Oh, come on. All right, this looks nice. So we can see this might align by the time we get there. Liquidity grab into the swing failure pattern. You know how I feel about liquidity grabs into a golden pocket. I mean, yeah, liquidity grab into a golden pocket. It also might be aligning with the bottom of our daily channel. If we chop around, it looks like we don't move very impulsively very much on this coin. So it could take us a while. We could chop around for a bit, maybe first bounce from the midline, come back, lose the midline, back test it, and then come down here and then see a big move. So this 28.9 here, the SFP into the bottom of the channel would be nice, and it's our golden pocket there. So that's a good level to be looking at. But right now, to me, this looks like Bitcoin is looking very strong against Ethereum. We are starting to form like a consolidation pattern here. So we could look at something like this here. Now, consolidation patterns like this are actually, let me zoom in here and do a better pull on that. I would actually go from this wick here. No, I don't like that. I don't like it. Never mind. It just kind of looks like a triangle's forming, but really we're just getting squeezed. And so eventually this is going to break out soon to the upside or downside. We do have the liquidity grab of this very local high into the top of the channel here. So Bitcoin might continue to rise till this area for like a few days here against Ethereum. And then we might SFP into the top of the channel and then see a dump to the midline. Man. Let's zoom out back onto the daily chart. So we have our daily ascending channel, and we have our much bigger weekly ascending channel that we broke to the upside, and now we're back testing it to try to flip it to support, which is hyper bullish, and then continue higher. What we could do on the daily is we could look at a pitchfork pull. It's gonna look very similar to the channel, but let's actually look at this as a regular skiff pitchfork. So, and let me zoom in on it on the 4 hour. Okay, I know this is messy. Hold on, guys. Let me clean this up. I'm going to hide the daily channel now. I'm going to get rid of this 0.5 golden pocket. So just remember the SFP of the lows at 28.9. That is our golden pocket, our SFP of the lows. We also have a pitchfork band there. Pitchfork band is support, and it's the bottom of the daily channel. So that is looking like the spot where if we get down there, Ethereum's going to be pumping against Bitcoin. So I guess when this is going up, that means Bitcoin is showing strength against Ethereum. So when it's going down, Ethereum is showing strength against Bitcoin. So for now, Bitcoin is showing more strength than Ethereum. But as we continue down here, when we get to this level here, that's when you're going to want to take profit on your Ethereum and put it back into Bitcoin at the 28.9. Okay, so this is a nice pitchfork because look at this. Chopping around in the band for a day or two, pumped up to the midline, rejected. Came back tested the band, pumped up to the midline, rejected. Finally busted up to the upper band, rejected upper band, came down. We did lose the midline there, but came down, found some local support. That's probably our 786 from this high, this low to this high. It looks like our 786. Came back up to the top of the band again here on the daily, rejected it, but then we're able to finally bust above it, chopping around the top of the pitchfork. Now, we also came to the bottom of the band here and flipped it to support for the first time. So our band was finally flipped to support all through here. Here too, actually. So the top of the pitchfork here, I mean, we are at a spot where we could, because it's the top of the pitchfork, we could see a small rotation down, but I think overall this chart is telling me that Bitcoin looks bullish against Ethereum. That's all I can say on this, really. And when we start dropping, I mean, we could start dropping now. Let's zoom in like 15-minute time frame. Wow. Okay, so I see a sideways range. Let me actually do it on the 1 hour. I would just look at this sideways range really since we've been hitting into the top of the pitchfork. So the first time we hit into the top of the pitchfork to now us grinding right at that pitchfork resistance. Oh, we can't measure that. Yeah, that's right. Okay, you guys, anytime you hit into a resistance like this and you don't see any major rejections, you consolidate below resistance. A lot of people think that's bearish, but that's actually bullish. When you consolidate below a resistance without a huge rejection, that means eventually it's going to break to the upside. And when it does, it usually follows through. If so, it better do it relatively soon though, because we do have, I mean, really no bear divs. You can even see here lower high in the price action, lower high there. So that's not bear divs. Money flow is increasing rapidly now. This is the 1 hour. Even against the 4 hour, I mean, there's no bear divs here. There's no bear divs at all. Money flow looks good. Let's go back to the daily here. Momentum waves topped out, but it's flattening already, and money flow is continuing to increase. I mean, it looks bullish. Looks bullish. Bitcoin's going to pump against Ethereum. That's all I can say on this, you guys. There's not too much more. The back test of our big weekly channel, this pink line here, this big weekly channel, depending on how quick we flush down there, it's around our monthly. If it takes us like maybe till March, and that's very possible that ETH can pump if alt season happens. Actually, alt season would kind of have to happen now through until March. So if alt season kind of happens now, we could see Ethereum increase in value against Bitcoin, meaning this chart would be going down, and our support level at the weekly and the back test of the big weekly channel. That's it for me, guys. That's going to be it. Once again, I do have the MEXC campaign running for a few more days till January 25th. That is going to be just click on the link in the description. I got rid of the screenshot on this here, so I'm not going to show that to you in this video, but link in the description. If you want to help support the channel, that's the way to do it. Also, like and subscribe if you got any clarity out of this. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good one.